No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Justice.
No peace.
And you represent
the Baltimore Black Media.
Okay. Why did the Baltimore Black Media Group come out today to the courthouse? What kind of message are you sending to Mr. Bernstein?
We actually just want to clarify the reasoning for the African American constituents that we write for. Why exactly he decided to drop the first degree assault charges. He kept the less serious misdemeanor, second degree felony, assault charges, which actually first degree should be sufficed. It shouldn't have been dropped. But we want to know why he decided to do such. Why the brother who was just charged, Ari, was actually charged with the same crimes as his brother, was not given a bail. He was only given a summons to appear, and he was never issued a residential address or date of birth for charging of criminal documents, which is unheard of in Maryland, because then the court obviously cannot send any charging or court documents to any address, and he's a dual citizen. So those type of questions have to be clarified by our new state's attorney, and the African American community was up in arms about this incident. And so obviously they want no comment is not going to suffice. They need some type of clarity, some type of answers.
So when you asked for some sort of clarification, that was what did he say to you?
No comment. We have nothing. We still have yet to get an email, a fax. He's a friend of Facebook, on Facebook. Haven't even got a message on Facebook as to why he's done such. So we're asking today, can we get that message? Can we get the answers to those questions that we have, so we can report on that to our constituents of the African American community, who still is the majority of the electorate of the city that just put him in office.
Is he setting a tone for his 4 years by making this? Like, what is
I think it is, and I think it's a bad tone. If this is something that he's going to be, if he's going to be a no comment type of state prosecutor when it fits him, then I think he's going to have a rough and rocky road over the next 4 years. And I think that really it would suit him and his office best if he's just really clear and concise. We're not trying to do your job for you, but at the end of the day, you still answer to the voters, so they want to know why.
What kind of things are you hearing, like, on the radio shows, or what you get from emails and stuff like that? What are you hearing from people out there? They think this like a fix is on this thing, pretty much?
Well, they do. They think that this is not our position, but what we've heard is, okay, Mr. Bernstein is Jewish, these gentlemen are Jewish, we're going to kind of make it go away. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to drop the felony charge, leave the misdemeanors, keep it in district court. His lawyer can then plead out to something that gives him a PBJ, and basically he can take an alpha plea. And the alpha plea is saying, okay, you have enough evidence, but I'm not going to plead guilty, but you have enough evidence to charge me, and I'll take that. And then a PBJ at the end of the day is a slap on the wrist and for this individual, but that young African-American boy will actually have to live with this for the rest of his life. And we don't think that a PBJ is suffice.
I wasn't wrong. I just shut down a second. So you're saying Mr. Bernstein is Jewish, obviously, because
yes.
The young man who's been let off is Jewish. Are you thinking that this is because they're both Jewish that this guy is getting some sort of special treatment?
I wouldn't say that, and we're not saying that. This is what's been said on radio talk shows and by our constituents, and we don't want to make that assumption. But what we do want is we want justice at the end of the day for this young African American boy and his family, and we want justice to be fit from not only these individuals charged, but to be fair and equal, as he said in his inauguration speech, to be fair and equal across the board.
Are you encouraged by the fact that the brother has been charged? In this case, the brother of the original defendant.
I'm encouraged by that, and we would also be encouraged if a third party is supposed to be involved should be charged as well. We're not encouraged that he got the same charges as his brother, but was not taken through the same rigorous process of going to central booking, of getting a bail, going before a commissioner, things of that sort. And we're not encouraged that he didn't even give, with dual citizenship, he didn't even give a Maryland residential address or date of birth. I mean, the media can't even find a picture on this guy. All right, the new one that was charged, the new brother. So at the end of the day, is we need to really have clarity on who he is, what the charges are, and go forth from there.
Thanks so much.
Themselves. Now we're looking at the faith-based institutions, and although I have a great guy next to me, Brother Witherspoon, a great preacher, we got a whole lot of preachers in this town who ain't saying nothing.
That's right.
Black and white. It's time for the clergy to open their mouths.
Amen. Amen.
It's time for the NAACP to get up and open its mouth aggressively. The Urban League, the Baltimore City chapter of the Urban League, appears to be dead. If this is a state institution, in effect, then why aren't we hearing from Catherine Pugh? All of these political operatives that we have in this state,
tell the truth.
Not only the legislative black caucus, but we're talking about white folk legislators as well. Nobody's saying nothing. Everybody's chicken-hearted, and they don't have the guts or courage of their convictions. We've got to fire Police Commissioner Bielefeld. Fire his ass yesterday. He's got to go. So I'll answer any questions you have, because other people here have things to say, and we have other organizations represented who may want to say it. If you have no questions of me, then we'll have Sharon Black's group speak to you.
And our last demand really is that the disparity of treatment in neighborhoods in Baltimore City between the wealthy and the poor neighborhoods must be ended, and you can see it very glaring in this neighborhood. We have to come together, many of us who are parents, and say no. The youth that go to school in the Northwestern High School, senior high school, deserve better. They deserve to be able to walk in safety from their school to their bus stops or wherever they have to go to be home. So thank you again to all the other sisters and brothers who've gathered here from other community groups. I will say one last thing. February the 15th, when the next hearing comes up, the next trial, even though we know the prosecutor, which we're opposed to, has decreased the charges and dropped them to misdemeanors, we will be outside there, not just to make our demands heard, but also just in general to say no to racism or any kind of racist threats that are pointed at young people. Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
We have no faith whatsoever in the unholy relationship between the state's attorney's office and the police department. Mr. Leo articulated it very clearly, because when the sign was posted on Beerfield's lawn, I personally filed a complaint with the ethics board in relationship to it. I indicated to Rawlings Blake that she needed to take a position on this issue, because Beerfield is an appointed official as opposed to an elected official. We told Rawlings Blake that she was completely out of line to allow for Beerfield to take this position. Beerfield should have been fired at that particular time. We personally feel that as a result of this situation, as soon as Bernstein saw the position that Beerfield took on this issue, he took the same position, because Bernstein is his man. He advocated to get Beerfield elected. Just on Saturday, there was a quote in the paper where a columnist referred to Beerfield and Bernstein as friends. We need a little bit of objectivity between the state's attorney's office and the police department. We need entities that have autonomy, ones that can work together, but ones that the people can trust to maintain the institution of justice. And until we feel as if though the institution of justice can be preserved and upheld in this town, and that everybody can receive justice, whether you live in the upper part of Park Heights or in the lower part of Pike Heights, whether you live uptown or downtown, until we see that everyone can receive justice equally, we are going to ensure that we take every single justice-related case directly to the Justice Department or to the FBI. And lastly, we have too many concerns in relationship to black officers in Baltimore City being shot. I don't know what the hell is going on, but as a community, we are not going to stand for it. Just like a tree planted by the rivers of the water, we shall not be moved.
All right.
Thank you.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.